Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today we'll follow Jack, Tu Tien and little Anna as a simple winter routine. Cooking, making candy and fixing the garden fence starts to crack under hidden sickness and the pressure of Jack's biggest Ming Hung opportunity yet. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next episodes. Winter mornings at the farmhouse have a quiet kind of honesty. The sun doesn't rush in, it slips through the banana leaves like it's trying not to wake anyone. Tu Tien stands by the fish pond with her sleeves pulled down over her wrists, tossing handfuls of grass into the water. The fish swarm the surface instantly, bodies flashing, mouths opening and closing in a frantic little race. Yesterday's grass is completely gone, every last strand. "Greedy," she murmurs, but there's a softness in her voice. Beside her, Anna waddles up in tiny steps, 15 months old with 2 small braids tied on either side. She's still sleepy, rubbing one eye with a chubby fist, but the moment she sees the splashing fish, she perks up. She points at the pond and lets out a delighted sound that's half laugh, half squeal. "Yes, yes," Tu Tien whispers, crouching to her level. "They're hungry." Anna leans forward like she wants to climb right into the pond. Tu Tien gently hooks an arm around her waist and pulls her back. "Not today, little fish," she jokes. "We're feeding them, not joining them." The air is cold enough to sting the tip of her nose. The wind moves through the banana trees with a dry, rustling sound, almost like whispering. A few ripe bananas have already fallen and split open on the ground. Birds hop down to peck at them, bold and fast, like they've learned the schedule of this yard. Tu Tien picks up her knife and walks to the banana bunch hanging low. The bunch is bigger than she expected. Winter makes them heavy, stubborn, slow to ripen. She hesitates with her hand on the stem, doing the mental math that never leaves her head. Sell green today for a lower price, or soak them and wait for ripening, hoping the market price stays kind. The wind answers for no one. She chops the bunch down with a clean, practiced motion. The weight drops into her arms and she grunts softly as she steadies it. Anna claps like her mother has just performed a magic trick. "Good job, me," Anna babbles in her own toddler language. Tu Tien smiles despite herself. Thank you. The yellow-white cat darts across the dirt path, tail high, chasing something only it can see. 2 dogs start barking near the kitchen, fighting over leftover food. Their voices echo across the yard, loud enough to shake the morning quiet. All right, Tu Tien calls, shifting the banana bunch aside. She walks to the dogs, paws their food, and taps the bowl with the ladle like a warning. Eat nicely. They do not eat nicely. They eat like the world is ending. Anna trots behind her, fascinated by everything. She squats down at a safe distance and watches the dogs with wide eyes, then looks up at her mother as if asking, "Are we allowed to be that dramatic too?" "Only them," Tu Tien says, brushing dirt off Anna's sleeve. "You can be dramatic when you're older." She brings the green bananas to a basin, pours vinegar water, and starts soaking them so they'll ripen gradually. Her hands move through the chores like a routine she could do with her eyes closed, but her mind doesn't follow the routine anymore. It keeps drifting to the same dark corner. Her pocket feels heavier than it should, because hidden inside is medicine. She waits until Anna is distracted, until the toddler is busy patting the cat's back and giggling at the way it tries to escape. Then Tu Tien turns slightly, shields herself with her body and takes the pill quickly. Swallow, breathe, smile. The guilt hits right after, like it always does. Jack doesn't know, Mother Loy doesn't know, Uncle Dung doesn't know. And Tu Tien hates the secrecy. She hates the way it makes her feel like she's living two lives. One where she's just a wife, a mother, a woman doing chores in winter sunlight. And another where every itch on her skin, every strange ache, every random nosebleed feels like a ticking clock. She looks toward the road beyond the fields, as if Jack might appear early. He's busy, she tells herself. He's building something for us. The wind carries the scent of bananas and damp soil. Birds flutter up, then return to peck again. Life continues, indifferent and steady. Tu Tien wipes her hands on her pants and goes back to work, chopping another bunch that the birds have already attacked. She watches a few bruised bananas hit the ground and feels a sharp sting of regret. I should have cut them earlier, she whispers. Now the birds got the best ones. But regret is a familiar taste in her mouth lately, and she swallows it down like medicine. Night comes fast in winter. The yard is dark before Tu Tien feels ready for it. Inside, warm light spills from the house onto the cold ground. Tu Tien sits near the table, shelling peanuts into a bowl. The plan is simple: peanut candy, ginger-scented, something to sell at the market if the weather stays decent. Something to bring in a little extra money without asking questions. Anna is already half asleep, curled on a mat with a blanket, hugging a small toy and humming to herself. Every few seconds, she blinks slowly like she's fighting sleep out of stubbornness. Tu Tien keeps working, but her thoughts drift again, this time to someone else, a name she hasn't heard in almost a month. She worries about him, about whether he's safe, about how quickly life can swallow people and leave no trace. Then the sound of a car engine pulls her attention to the window. The Ford Ranger rolls in. Jack steps out, shoulders dusted with construction grime, but his face is brighter than it's been in days. He walks up with a paper bag in one hand and a new outfit on his body, clean, sharp, almost ridiculous next to the muddy yard. Tu Tien stands up instantly. You're home early? Jack spins once, like a kid showing off. How do I look? Tu Tien's eyes widen, and for a moment her real smile breaks through. Wow, very handsome, Jack laughs. My old shirt got stained at the shop. Long story. But the important part, he taps his chest like he's holding back fireworks. We signed a new step today. Not the final, but it's big. Tu Tien's heart lifts and tightens at the same time. Min Hung, Jack nods, eyes shining. Yes. She wants to hug him hard, but she holds back because she sees his tiredness. Under the excitement, Anna doesn't even let Jack reach the sink. She waddles into the kitchen and plants both hands on his knee. Bah, she chirps, two tiny braids bouncing. Jack smiles, but his shoulders are tight. Tu Tien lifts Anna onto her hip and gives Jack the look that means, sit down before you act brave. He sits at the table. Tu Tien sets a bowl of peanuts in front of him and keeps shelling, letting the crack calm her thoughts. Jack joins in. Why so many? He asks. Peanut candy, she says. If the weather holds, I'll sell it tomorrow. Anna climbs onto the chair beside Tu Tien and steals a peanut, holding it up like treasure. Tu Tien gently takes it back. No, sweetheart, you'll choke. Anna frowns, then turns to the cat and tries to feed it instead. The cat slips away offended. Jack watches, some of his work tension finally loosening. All right, he says. What's the plan? You cook rice? Tu Tien replies, I roast peanuts, we eat first, candy after. Yes, boss, Jack says with relief. Outside, the winter air bites, but the yard stove glows red. Jack stirs fried rice in a hot pan, the smell of egg and vegetables mixing with charcoal smoke. Tu Tien shakes peanuts in a shallow pan, listening for the right crackle. A pot of dog porridge bubbles nearby, and the yard feels warm in the middle of cold. Anna sits on a mat with a spoon and copies every adult movement like she's training. When Jack flips rice, she flips her spoon. When Tu Tien shakes peanuts, Anna shakes her empty bowl. Jack chuckles. Dr. Anna is now Chef Anna too. Anna squeals like she approves the promotion. They eat on low stools, shoulders close, steam rising. Jack keeps his tone light, but his eyes keep returning to Tu Tien's face. You've been tired, he says softly. Winter, Tu Tien answers, quick and practiced. Jack is about to push, then Anna drops rice on his pants and proudly offers him one sticky grain with her fingers. He accepts it like a gift, and the moment diffuses. After dinner, they wash up fast and move into candy making. Tu Tien pours sugar into the pan and adds ginger water. The syrup turns glossy, then dark, then thick. The smell is sharp, sweet, and comforting. Don't taste, she warns. Jack leans in anyway. Tu Tien taps his hand. Jack! He raises both palms. I'm learning. She stirs in peanuts until they're coated, then pours the mixture onto a tray and sprinkles sesame. Anna reaches out. Tu Tien blocks her gently. Hot! Anna's face crumples, ready for tears. Jack lifts her onto his lap and whispers, the candy is sleeping. Tomorrow it wakes up. Anna stares, suspicious, then settles with a dramatic sigh that makes Tu Tien laugh. Later, Jack opens his laptop and checks messages. Min Hung's name appears again, and his jaw tightens like he's swallowing a whole mountain. Tu Tien covers the tray and wipes the counter slowly, pretending she isn't watching him carry the future. Don't stay up, she says. I won't, Jack replies, then adds, quieter. And you, if you feel strange, tell me. Tu Tien smiles too quickly. I'm fine. Jack studies her for a second, then lets it go because he needs the night to stay peaceful. Morning arrives with rain. Hard rain. The yard turns muddy in minutes. Tu Tien tries cutting the candy anyway, but it's thick and uneven, more like a block than neat slices. This won't sell, she mutters. Jack steps in, hair messy, and takes a piece. He chews, nods, and grins. It's delicious. It's ugly, she complains. Jack shrugs. Ugly and delicious like some people. Tu Tien glares. Are you calling me ugly? Jack laughs. I'm trying to live. They pour the candy into jars instead. No market today. The rain can't decide. Downpour, drizzle, then downpour again. Outside, the dogs sprint through the mud and crash into the garden like tiny storms. The fence, Tu Tien says, watching them. They'll ruin everything. Jack looks out, already planning. We fix it today. Tu Tien suggests bamboo because it's fast. Jack shakes his head. Would last longer, I'll buy. He grabs his keys, then pauses. You stay home, no lifting. Tu Tien nods. I'll be here with Anna. Jack drives off in the white Ford Ranger, tires cutting through wet dirt. Tu Tien stays on foot, moving between kitchen and yard, with Anna trailing behind like an assistant. Anna drags a stick proudly, carving crooked lines in the mud. Me, gee, she insists. Okay, Tu Tien laughs, but her head swims for a second. She grips the door frame until it passes, then keeps moving. By late morning, the truck returns with wood stacked in back. Jack unloads carefully while an employee helps, and soon 2 workers arrive. Tu Tien points out the weak spots, hands them nails, and keeps Anna close. Anna stands beside her holding a leaf like an official badge. Not long after, Mother Loy and Uncle Dung arrive on foot from the lower road, shoes muddy. "We heard you're building," Mother Loy says. "So we came." Uncle Dung grunts. "Someone has to make sure it's straight." The yard fills with purposeful noise, hammers, boards, dogs barking like supervisors. Jack measures and directs. Uncle Dung steadies posts. Tu Tien brings water and tools. Mother Loy watches Anna when she tries to wander toward nails. Slowly the fence rises. The garden looks protected again. When the last board goes in, Anna claps like she understands success. Jack wipes his hands and turns to Tu Tien. "See? We can handle it." Tu Tien nods, smiling. "We can?" Then the familiar itch crawls up her arm. She scratches once without thinking, then stops, forcing her hand down before anyone notices. Her smile stays in place, but her heart drops. "Not today," she tells herself. "Not while Jack is rebuilding, not while Min Hung is still waiting." In a cold winter stretch at their farmhouse, Tu Tien tries to keep life normal while quietly battling worsening symptoms she won't admit out loud. Jack comes home carrying the weight of the Min Hung project, and the family slips into small comforts, shelling peanuts, cooking fried rice by the glowing yard stove, and making ginger peanut candy while 15-month-old Anna, hair in 2 tiny braids, mimics every move like a little helper. Rain ruins Tu Tien's plan to sell the candy, but the setback turns into teamwork. Jack drives the white Ford Ranger to buy wood, while Tu Tien stays on foot with Anna. Then everyone joins to build a stronger fence to protect the garden from the dogs. Laughter returns for a moment, until Tu Tien's itching flares again. She forces a smile, determined not to collapse while Jack is still rebuilding his future.